All right, same way I just explained it. I've been recording on my phone camera, and I've also been recording my daily diary. Now, one thing I'm going to repeat that I said in my diary is one thing. I will call the sexual assault hotline, which I just had to call several times. Somebody's in the background pushing other stuff through. They have no business pushing through. So I'm uploading this video on YouTube to let y'all know somebody's still in the background of y'all videos doing what they're doing. They're in the background, they're telling you who's on, who's off, what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Because they just said something about the police are off. They've been playing this game, and I've been trying to catch them. I had it all the way until maybe like a few days ago. So whatever it is that you guys are doing, stop listening to that because they're pushing it through. It's something about some kind of convention. I don't think it's Computex, y'all. It's not any of the other ones. We think it's whatever that one that South Africa showed me. That may be the conference that is going through all that other stuff where they have the different countries and stuff. That, I have no idea what the hell that is. Nobody knows what that is, and I believe that's what's been pushed through. How and when it started pushing through, I don't know. All of a sudden, we just heard, who is this? Who is this? Y'all get it? Because I think they're trying to do it here in the United States or however they do it. I don't know. Because apparently it was something about it's supposed to be happening in Florida. That I don't know about, and I'm not up for that until all that crap is over. Then again, with the other stuff of call the police and call a hospital and do this and do that, you guys have got to start thinking for yourself. I'm trying to figure out who's in the background pushing that stuff through. Because you got people in the background and they're talking about take the veterans' money, do this and do that. I told you I just had to call the sexual assault hotline. They're telling people whether you have money or not. That's not okay. They called me about some kind of funding or something on one of my phones. That's not cool. So a lot of it, I think, is pushing through on your phones through your social media. If you got social media, find a way to try to block it the best you can. I'm trying my best to block it, but they've figured out a way to try to get to me. I thought I had a way to block it to the best of my ability until not last night, but the night before. It's a whole lot of either it sound like they're from India calling or another country calling. Um, you guys may have to ignore those phone calls because they are now using American numbers. How it got that way, we don't know. But all I know is about what I'm telling you is FIFA, y'all. FIFA. The World Cup is this year. So that may be another reason why they're doing it that way, because they're trying to do some other stuff. But I already saw the draw for the World Cup. I watched the whole entire list be put out and I posted it as fast as I could on my social media so that my family would know if they looked on there, they'll see it. I also put up the draw for the Rugby World Cup as fast as I could because I don't know how fast they're getting into my information and then they're in the background trying to have them pull it down off of my social media, which is why I put the Secretary of Veteran Affairs on my social media for extra protection against this mess of whatever it is they're doing. So whatever they're trying to do and they're trying to get to veterans and their information, your best bet, my advice, find a way to contact the Secretary of Veteran Affairs because he's not going to be playing with any of that. And if you don't pay attention, listen, watch at least two of the VA hearings. That is what completely cleared me out. let it go live. If you shout, you scream, whatever. They're going to know because they're going to eventually hear your voice. So they're going to know. You need to contact whatever VA hospital is closest to that person. It's not a bad thing, y'all. Veteran Affairs is trying to protect your information. For some reason, somebody was able to get into my information, and all I kept hearing was, we have your account, we have your account, we have your account. And I'm thinking, I'm in the fucking military. How do you have access to any of my stuff? They did it again. I'm not joking. It was said again. This is not a joke. They literally are doing that because I know somebody was on the phone and they asked them what they were doing. And the little girl was in the background or whoever it was and said, I'm scamming the government. That is not cool because he told her not to do it. It's not cool. This is another grown man telling somebody else, what are you doing? She specifically said, I'm scamming the government. Don't say stuff like that. Do not say that you're scamming the government. Because there was already an issue at the VA. I saw the whole entire thing play out. By the end of it, the woman was crying. These are things that you don't need to do. Don't. Your best bet is to stop the other stuff in the background of you're trying to do this and you'll do this and somebody else is doing this and do this and do this and call this and call that. Ladies and gentlemen, the 988 number is the national crisis line. That's the number civilians are supposed to call. You're going to hit 1 if you are a veteran. They're going to send you through for veteran and military. It used to be different, and they changed it. They made it for veterans and the military. Now the VA is got the military all mixed in their stuff. The VA has their own separate database, y'all. You have to realize this. They have their own separate database for everything they do. When you take and you mix in the military and the VA together like that, and they're calling, and the veterans are calling numbers that they need to speak to, that may be tapping the military in, which is causing a conflict, y'all. And when somebody asks you a question, just tell them, I'm a normal veteran. I'm telling y'all. Because I had to shout that crap out right in front of Veteran Affairs. Look, I'm going back to being a normal veteran because I'm sick of this shit. Don't call me, don't text me with that scam crap. They literally are trying to have veterans do this and do that, and maybe they need to send a veteran here, and maybe they need to lock the veteran up, maybe they need to do this. Let me explain something to you. You cannot say certain things. This is why it gets people in trouble. What is the number one belief in America? If you ask the average veteran, if you ask the average American, they're going to say, I believe that what? People should serve at least 1 year in the military. The standard is 4 or 6 years, you guys. Telling you what to say from now on. Don't say you believe that somebody should go serve a year in jail. I've had to file several HIPAA reports because I don't know who out there is trying to get into my information for Veteran Affairs. I can't even block the stuff anymore because I don't have access because they changed the whole thing. So now it's up to Veteran Affairs to sit in the background, protect my information and all my data for the VA. While Donald Trump was sitting out here trying to have the transgender sent to prison, to male prisons, not realizing you have veterans out here who now have to isolate themselves and can't really go anywhere because of what he did. That's not cool. That's not something you want to do. You don't want to agree to that because they what? Some of those transgenders have family members who support them, and they are what? Military, you idiots. Their family served. What the hell is wrong with y'all think? You act like people whose families are from China and that's their background. You act like they didn't serve. They do. Mexican. Your family is Mexican. My family is Mexican. They served in the army. Hell, they served in the military. I don't care what branch it is. They served. I'm pissed off. That's a whole lot of shit that you guys shouldn't have gotten into to try to mess with. And my family is from Japan. There's a veteran right now apparently who went to Japan and he got slammed by the freaking military. And he's a veteran in Japan visiting a place where they what? A place where the U.S. Army serves. But that's what you do over there. And my family served. You making the United States and the ones that came back and that are good. You making them look bad. What are y'all doing? Jeez.